and I'm here to read a story that I told Willa about the other day. It's called Hip Hop and His Famous Face. Okay, it's about this bunny. In the picture, he doesn't look too happy, but let's find out what the story is about. I'm going to try to tell you the story and show you the pictures. And hopefully I'll remember most all of it and will come out pretty well because it's not a very long story. Okay? Well, here's how the story starts. Here is Hip Hop the bunny. You can see he's got a little cute bow tie, and so he's just a little bit like a person, and he has a watch on his arm over there. But he's a bunny that lives in the forest, and he loves to make funny faces. In fact, his friends in the forest think he's the funniest bunny in the whole forest because he makes them laugh with those faces. And he likes it when his friends like him and laugh with him. And the book starts learning that he has been sharing with his friends and having fun, and then something happens. And this happens every now and then with Hip Hop. He gets angry. And look at that picture. That is not a funny face, is it? I want to show you this first. What are those friends doing? They're running away. They're turning their back on him and like, yikes, let's get out of here, and running away. Because sometimes he has a face like this. Squinty eyes and everything. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And that kind of face comes when what happens? Well, it's when he gets angry. So let's see this happen, how this all happens. One beautiful spring day, Hip Hop came to the woods and he wanted to play with his friends. Here's his friends in the woods. We're going to meet three of them here. Here's Carla Coyote. She's kind of hidden behind some trees, but you can see her. Elwood the elk and Bruce Moose. And they're all out in the woods, and Hip Hop hippity hops over and says, "Hey, let's play." They say, "Okay, sure. What do you want to play?" He says, "Well, let's chase butterflies." Sounds like fun. Well, Elwood Elk said, "No, I'm not good at that game. I don't want to play that game." Well, So first, when Hip Hop Bunny heard that, his eyes got a little squinty. Started getting a little angry because he didn't want to play what he wanted to play. Or that particular animal didn't want to play what he wanted to play. So then he thought, I don't want my friends to know that I'm angry. I'm starting to get a little angry. But he keeps it inside. And look at what's happening. His eyes are getting squinty. And then he said, well, let's try another idea. How about hide and seek? Well, one of the other animals said no to that, and that was Bruce Moose. He said, I'm so big. I just can't play that game. I can't hide very well because look what happens. I try to hide behind a tree. You can still see me. Not just my body, but my big antlers stick out. So that game is always a hard one for me. I don't want to play that. Hip Hop got angrier. Not just his eyes got squinty, his mouth made a line. And his ears started getting red. And here is a picture of an angry Hip Hop. And people say sometimes when you are mad or angry, you're getting all steamed up. And now you actually don't have steam or smoke coming out of you. But people say that. They'll say you're a hothead. Like you have a fire going on in your head, even though you don't. But you're just angry and you're keeping it inside. And so here they have some smoke coming out of his ears. Like he was so mad that he was on fire. Okay, well, no chasing butterflies, no hide and seek. So then, in his angry kind of pouty voice, he says, well, how about if we just have a race? Let's just have a race. And they say, okay. And Carla Coyote, who was very fast, says, let's go. And so they take off. And here they are, all running happily, run. And Carla Coyote wins and gets to the tree first. Look who's right behind her that almost won. Hip Hop. And he's not a very good loser, and he gets even more angry. And this time the smoke is visibly coming out of his ears, and his hair is standing straight up. My hair can't stand up right here, but I can stick my ponytail up to give you an idea. He's so mad, his whole body is like, "Urgh." He gets upset, and when he makes that face, what happens? Same thing that happened I showed you before. They turn around, all his friends turn around and leave. Who wants to play with someone who makes a face like that and is angry? And so Hip Hop kind of stomped his foot and snapped at his friends and ran off. And he ran, and he ran, and he hippity hopped until he got to his favorite place. He had a place he called his safe place that was into the woods, and he was the only one that knew how to get there the best. And there he is sitting. Oops, you can see that better. He's sitting by a tree, by a little pond, and he's thinking, like, I don't like to get mad like that. But my friends kind of hurt my feelings. But I didn't say anything. I just kept it inside, and I'm just so mad I don't know what to do about it. And he just kept sitting there. I thought, well, at least no one's bothering me now, and I don't have anything to be mad about. But the reason there's nobody bothering me is because nobody's here. And now I'm getting lonely. So that's when he decided, what am I going to do? Just then he heard a noise. What was that? He looks behind him. He looks on the other direction. No, can't see anything. Then he hears the noise again. What is that? And flying in comes a little friend of his named Brenda Blue Jay. There she is. And she looks at him. She said, "Is that you, Hip Hop?" "Well, yeah," he says. "Well, you don't look like yourself. Look at your face. Your eyes are all squinty and your ears are red and you've got smoke coming out of your ears. You look really angry." So he walks over to the little pond. I don't know if you can see very well, but he's looking at himself in the pond, and he sees how angry he looks, and he's like, oh my goodness. And then you know how he looks? Like this. Sad. He didn't want to look like that. He didn't want to be angry and unhappy. Well, Brenda Blue Jay has a little talk with Hip Hop. And basically she says, "What are you doing here?" He says, "Well, I'm just having fun." She says, "I don't think so. You sure don't look like you're having fun." "Yeah, well, I'm not." And so they just start talking, and she looks up into his eyes, and she talks to him. She's real close to his face, and she can see into his eyes and can see that he's hurt and he needs some help. And she tells him that when she doesn't get all hot and bothered and stormy and stompy and snappy, because when she's upset about something, she tells somebody. But something is bothering her or hurting her feelings or making her feel uncomfortable, she talks to somebody, like her mom or dad or friends or whoever. And she says, so when I start getting that way, I talk to someone and then I feel better. And Hip Hop told her what he does because she was suspecting that he gets really mad, like that face he had, and storms off. Well, she said, that didn't help you when you did that, did it? He said, no. So they just keep talking. And she gives him some good advice. Here she's talking. She's like a nice friend. And he's listening. You can tell he's really listening. He wants to be different. He doesn't want to be that way. So she says, next time you want to stuff and stomp and snap and get so angry, tell your friends what you feel and see what happens. And just then, she flew away. So the next day, Hip Hop was on his way to the pond, and he was going to chase butterflies. But when he came into the clearing of the forest, he saw all his friends playing and having a good time. Look at all of them. There's some new friends, too. Here's Buford Bear, and then there's two raccoons, Rick and Rack. Little raccoon friends. They're playing catch. And and here's Hip Hop up in the hill. looking at his friends like, oh, maybe they'll ask me to play with them. That would be fun. But they don't ask him because they're kind of afraid, because the last time he saw them, he got mad and they ran away because they didn't want to be near him, and he ran away because he was mean and angry. So they didn't say anything at first, and Hip Hop was kind of sad. Well, I want to be a part of those friends and play with them. Well, just then, one of the animals, Elwood Elk, looked over at him and saw him looking at them, and he thought, he's not angry, he's sad. He said, hey, Hip Hop, want to join us and play? And what do you think Hip Hop said? Sure, I'd love to play. So he comes on over, and he's hippity-hopping over to the friends when, bloop, he trips over a rock and lands in a mud puddle. And then what do you think happens to him? Yeah, if you fall in a mud puddle, usually you get covered with mud. Your clothes might get on it, probably. Your hands, your face, your hair. Well, that's what happened to Hip Hop. He got it all over him. And so he walked over to his friends with his face full of mud, like this. Does he look kind of silly? And what do you think his friends did? Well, they thought he was making one of his funny faces. And they went, they kind of held back their laughing at first. But then they couldn't help it, and they were like, ha, ha, laughing away at him. Well, right first, Hip Hop thought, they're laughing at me. That hurts my feelings. Why are they doing that? And he started getting his squinty eyes, and his ears started getting red. He thought inside, remember what Brenda Blue Jay said? I'm not supposed to get so mad. I should tell my friends what I feel. Remember that? And so that's what he did. He said, you're hurting my feelings when you laugh at me like this. Oh, they said, please don't think that. We were laughing because we thought you were trying to make one of your funny faces, and you're so good at that, and we thought that was what it was, and so we were just laughing. We wouldn't want to hurt your feelings. Really? He said. Yes. And just as he was talking, see, here's the friends snickering a little bit at his face. And just as he was talking to his friends, and they were explaining that they thought he looked funny, and that was a funny face, he saw himself in the glasses of his friend. I think that's Elwood Elk. His glasses. And he saw himself and he thought, oh my goodness, do I look silly? And guess what? He started laughing. And then he started making all these goofy faces that I started to show you. He's rolling his eyeballs and sticking his ears out and just being goofy, puffing out his cheeks, making it look funny. And his friends just laughed, and they had a lot of fun together for the rest of the day. And that's the end of the story. Do you think Hip Hop learned a lesson? Did he learn something from Brenda Blue Jay and from going through the pain of being angry and losing friends for a little while? What do you think that lesson was? Well, you talk to your moms and dads about it, okay? And I'll talk to you next time. I love you.